Scribd Audio presents JFK vs. Allen Dulles, Battleground Indonesia, by Greg Poulgrain. Read for you by Brian Holsopple. Introduction by Oliver Stone. This book is ostensibly about the fall of one of the founders of the non-aligned movement, Sukarno of Indonesia. But Greg Poulgrain's work goes much further than that subject. He also shows us two different views of modern American foreign policy. He exemplifies them through the figures of Allen Dulles and John F. Kennedy. His focus is on how these differing views impacted the fate of Sukarno and how that fate caused one of the most horrifying slaughters of the 20th century. In 1991, when Zachary Sklar and I wrote the screenplay for JFK, we concentrated on President Kennedy's foreign policy in Cuba and Vietnam. Concerning Cuba, we stated that Kennedy suspected he had been duped by the CIA into launching the disastrous Bay of Pigs invasion, in hopes that once it failed, he would order an all-out American invasion of the island. We also stated that many in the Pentagon were disappointed when Kennedy decided not to invade Cuba when he had the opportunity to do so a second time, during the missile crisis in 1962. In regard to Vietnam, the film stated that Kennedy refused all attempts to introduce combat troops into the country. We also wrote that he was withdrawing American military advisors there at the time of his assassination. We concluded by demonstrating how that policy was altered and then reversed when Lyndon Johnson became president. That film was severely attacked upon its release, but today, due to the work of many scholars in the field of Kennedy's foreign policy, I feel quite comfortable with this information that the film conveyed. For much of the viewing public, this was the first time they were made aware of this hidden history. For the years leading up to 2012, when Peter Kuznick and I worked on the Untold History of the United States, we expanded the list of places where Kennedy's policies were altered after his assassination. We listed the overthrow of the João Goulart government in Brazil, Johnson's insertion of over 20,000 Marines into the Dominican Republic to stop the rightful president, Juan Bosch, from returning to power, and the CIA subversion of democracy and later the establishment of a military dictatorship in Greece. And, to address the subject at hand, we all...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?